Welcome back to the Good, the Bad and the Ugly podcast with me, Tony Murrell. This week's special guest is comedian and actress Crissy Rock. We flew to Benidorm to shoot this episode with Crissy, where she opened up about her experiences, both on and off the screen. Crissy shares her inspiring journey of finding strength and humour through challenging times. Thanks for listening and watching this episode.
I had to say, if I cross the line, don't say to me, next month, next week, next year, you're packing it in, because I would have packed him in before my job. I had to be the mother, the father, the provider, everything, all in one.
Welcome to the Good, the Bad and the Ugly podcast with me, Tony Murrell, and this week's special guest is TV actress, comedian and author, Crissy Rock. Just want to thank Crissy for coming on and sharing the Good, the Bad and the Ugly with us. How are we, Crissy?
Oh, thanks for having us. I'll be the ugly today.
I always say, everyone always says, who are you, the good, the bad or the ugly? And I always say I'm the ugly one.
But
no,
well, I'll beat you to that then.
Crissy, listen, thanks very much for giving your time up today.
Thanks for having us.
No, we've spoke for a couple of months now, and you know, we've tied stuff in and whatever, and I know you're busy and you work on certain things, but I just want to say thank you. You know, we've come out to see it and stuff, so I just want to start it by saying, you know, by asking you where you grew up, where you're from, school and family life was like.
Well, I grew up in Liverpool 8 and we were in Windsor Gardens and we played in the derelict houses.
Liverpool 8 Toxteth, obviously.
Toxteth,
people
yeah.
don't get, but people don't know, yeah.
So that's where I grew up, and just it was amazing. It was like unbelievable.
Growing up and all that.
All the derelict houses when they were pulled down, we were like Catherine and Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights. Wuthering Heights. My mother would have killed us if she knew we were playing in them.
Climbing, just all adventures and stuff as a kid.
And I remember Armin Layfields was at the back, and they used to throw, you know, the orange boxes down, and we'd all go on mate, and they'd shatter on the floor. We were like a gang of ants, getting all bits of wood, tying them in a bundle. Yeah. And we'd just go round, do you want to buy any wood? Do you want to buy any wood?
As a kid and all that. How old was you when you were doing all that?
Oh God, we were about 7, 5, 7, something like that. When we were kids, we didn't really understand how old we were. You know,
There's no fear and...
There was no fear, because you never got like birthday presents and things like that, you know, so it's your birthday today, oh yeah.
That's all it was, happy birthday.
Here's a balloon gun, that's the ragman for the goldfish. Here's a couple of goats gun, that's the ragman for the goldfish.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I had all brothers, but I was the eldest.
How many of you was there?
There was 4 brothers and me, and so I was the eldest. And then there's Brian, and then my mum had a little girl, and after a couple of hours or a day she died, so I don't really remember it. And then there was Ian, then David, and then Jason. Jason plays in the Cavern, he's fabulous.
So your brother's a musician now, is he? Yeah.
Did you see that thing on YouTube where the fella got picked up by his... That was my brother. Missed his neck like that.
Your brother was on stage playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the video,
That's my brother, that's the baby, the youngest one.
Yeah. So was it, good times growing up, like you say, your adventures and stuff, and with your brothers and stuff like that, was it?
Yeah, I remember our poor Ian stuttered as a kid, stammered, and my mum used to go, take him with you, and we'd tie him to the lamp with his snake belt. And we said, now you've been caught by the cowboys and the Indians, now we've got to go and get more people. And we come back, my mum said, you've tied him to the lamp.
So you tied him to the lamp?
We knew he wouldn't get here, because my mum, you know, the lamp was right outside where we lived, so he couldn't get lost.
He's a bit caught by the cowboys and Indians, is that what you told him?
We're there, we'll go and get the rest of them. And he'd be like that. And then we were all playing one day. I mean, he was too little to take in the bombed houses. And Mrs. G had a dog, a big, massive Alsatian. And if it got out, it'd go berserk. But if you shouted, get down, Major, it'd stop. But because our radio went, run, here's Major, and all the kids are scattered, and our poor ears go, gah, 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 and it got him, and rags him everywhere.
Oh.
So we went, oh no, it's Corin, we're going, get off.
Just worrying what your mum's going to do to you after you've been...
We got hit twice because he had 2 stitches. It really nabbed him, but he couldn't get down out because he stammered.
Oh, fucking
terrible things.
But like stuff like that as a kid growing up with, like you say, you had no fear, and like, you know, what would that been in the 70s or?
Yeah, late 60s, early 70s, yeah. So that was see, we were the last in the regeneration of Liverpool, when they knocked the old Liverpool down and they built a new one up.
Yeah.
So that was good.
In Toxteth, in that area of...
Yeah, because we didn't, we were colourblind. And I'm still colourblind. Do you know what I mean? There was no, well, my mate's, she's from Somalia, and her mum and dad's from Somalia, and they're from that. We just were all together.
Yeah, there was no what's the name at all. There was no
racism or anything, and I can't bear racism.
No.
Anyway, but we didn't know. We were just, she was Angela, she was Janet,
that's how it should be, yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't say, well, how come she's a different colour to me? We didn't see.
Didn't make no difference to know.
We didn't see it.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, you know, growing up like that, we were all the same.
Yeah.
We all come from nothing.
Yeah.
And we just had a ball. I remember I asked my mate to put pipe cleaners in there because I wanted an afro. I wondered why mine, and they were that tight, they had to cut half of them out. Half afro.
What was school like? Do you remember schooling?
I never paid much attention in school. It was, you know, I remember the teacher, they showed the projector in school, and I couldn't read, obviously, and he went, right, Murray, what's that sign say? The name of the film. I don't know. And he went, you've just watched it. What do you mean you don't know? And I went, what are you shouting at me for? It's your film. If you don't know what it's called, don't be shouting at me. Big bushy eyebrows sticking in my face. Oh, lash doesn't through his out. I spent more time in the corridor than in the class.
Yeah, in the classroom.
I know. So I could tell you every colour of green the paint was, but I couldn't tell you what was going on in the class.
Was that from primary school to do you remember like secondary school? Or?
I know, we went to Paddington Comprehensive.
Was that close to where you lived?
Well, it was a bit of a walk, but we walked. There's no such thing as a bus then. You know. So we just, and me and my brother went, so we just walked up down Murrell, and so it was horrible in the winter because the wind would whip
against your legs.
I know, you had welly rash and
welly rash, yeah.
Welly rash and the clothes. And the thing was, because we had no money, you got your clothes off the school grant. So you got a duffel coat, but it had no lining in it.
Oh, and whenever it got wet, I bet you it was fucking like...
it was like a sack ripping it to shreds. I mean, I would say, don't get it wet, put it by the fire so it can go on the bed.
When it's dry.
When it's dry.
But it's things like that you remember growing up as a kid and stuff like that where...
But they were happy days because we were from a big family. We always ate. On the Sunday, like my Auntie Jean would bring the spuds and Joyce and Sandra would get the carrot and turnip, and my mum and my nan would go half each for the meat in St John's Market, shoulder a lamb. Or if we never had that, my dad used to make mince pies out of the turnips, like chappy dog food. And then he'd make these pies on a flat plate, and then if anyone come round, you'd all be just about to get your dinner, and my dad would go, do you want something to eat? Well, and he'd take bits off everyone's dinner
to give to the
other person. Oh, Brian would be going, take the knocker off the door in case anyone knocks. Oh, God.
But it was like a big, on a Sunday roast, that all the family was there, all your cousins, your brothers and all that.
But we ate well, because we all put in together. It's not like you just...
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't anything. I mean, the meat, honest to God, it was tougher than the Craig twins.
But do you know what though, things like that where you know, you say it was good times, and I you know, as a kid and all, like, you think to yourself, oh, now what have we got to do here, or, you know, and you don't really understand as a kid, I don't think, but when you look back at it now, you like you say, we didn't have nothing, or but to you did, you had your family and stuff like that, and
we'd go, we shouldn't say it, the coal yard was by us, and the kids used to clip, you know, the chicken wire.
And get in off the coal.
They'd be like that in the coal house. And get bits and all, throw it in the little pram and run home. I know it's
but listen, it needs
surviving.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what you had to do in them days. You know, you're not the first, and you certainly won't be the last to say that. But when you look back at it now, you had to survive.
Yeah, and we used to get all the bottles and take them back to the shop,
to get money.
Shop, and you take them back, and then the lads, when you put them in the yard, the lads would climb over and get all the bottles back
and take them back
take them back in again.
Look, it's what you had to do when you were a kid.
Oh, I know.
But from there, did you know what you wanted to do? Well, did you know what you wanted to do when you left school, or?
Well, there was a factory behind us, and there was nothing you thought about, and you'd have to work in a factory because I couldn't read. I couldn't, you know. Janet and John books made me look thick. I was like, It was just, I never concentrated. Do you know what I mean? And then I was always thinking about what's going on when I go home. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I mean, I like drawing and things like that, but factories, you didn't have to read.
You didn't need them type of skills. It was sort of
them.
So from a factory work, was it, you know, when did it come about that you wanted to become a comedian or an actress and stuff like that?
I never ever got to get in the factory.
Did you not get in the factory? No.
I went for a job in, you know, the cigarette factory by the Grafton.
Yeah.
I'm still
on West Derby Road, is it?
Yeah. Still waiting to hear from them.
Did you not know get in there? No.
No, never got in. Just went. My dad took us and he said, "Oh, she's looking for a job. She just left school." Left. I never was in.
Yeah. You didn't know that, like.
I know. Oh, I think he did.
But it was one of them.
Yeah.
With the comedy side of things, how did you get into that, or and acting and stuff like that?
I think what it was, because I couldn't read, I always was like a comic. Always the funny one. Like, all my mates looked like Farrah Fawcett Majors, or, you know, all these glamorous. I was like rat's tails, boy socks on, plimps out. Remember the plimps out with the lassie on? And I remember once I went, I can't go to school today because the shoe, you know, the sole will come off.
Yeah.
I mean, I went, really? She tied it. She went, walk on your heel. And if it had a hole in it, she'd put cardboard
or paper or something in the front of them.
Oh. I was like that. But nobody had anything. So you didn't know you were like that, do you know what I mean? And that was the goodness of it.
Yeah.
But everybody shared everything.
It's mad that, isn't it, when you look back in times where I think a lot of people try to each other, you know,
outdo each other,
all the time, and sharing and helping people and giving, because that's how you were brought up, or you give not because you have much, because you know what it's like to have fucking nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's like I put a quote out the other day or something, and I meant it, because not that I've got much, but what I've got, I try and give to, you know, people who are less fortunate, and it doesn't mean you're better than anybody. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but over the years I've ended up with practically nothing, because I can't go to sleep thinking, oh, that poor person.
Does that play on your mind and that? Yeah. Because you know.
I know what it's like to be cold. I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to have nothing. To sit there with a freaking candle and go next door and ask them to lend you the match so you can light the fucking things, you know. Sorry for
no, it's all right, you're okay, you can swear, don't worry.
So
that's fine.
You've got a candle, but you can't light it because you haven't got a match.
But that's what I'm saying, Crissy, you've lived that.
Yeah.
And for people to come across this and you know, that's why you're a given person.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a heart where some people just go, oh, it's not my problem or whatever. Where sometimes I remember times being out with my missus and my missus would be in town and you know, like the homeless and stuff like that, and she's like, and this is a true story. I remember she bought a coat and whatever, and we'd gone home the following day and I went, she went, where's my coat? And I went, you fucking gave it to that homeless woman last night.
I've done that.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you've got a good heart and you know what it's like to have nothing.
Yeah.
So you can sort of, you don't want to see people go without and stuff, but then you know what I mean? If everybody, you know, it's so hard.
When you'd have just dinner and you never ate at all.
Yeah.
You keep it to the, and make bubble and squeak.
Bubble and squeak, yeah.
And you just like that.
That's it. I can go, that's for your dinner tomorrow or whatever. And
scouse always tasted better the next day.
Yeah, scouse, yeah.
And what have you got? Blind scouse, no meat in it.
Blind scouse, no meat in it. But no, you're right, and I think a lot of families and like, you know, in Liverpool were probably the same and stuff. Got good morals and good values, you know what I mean? But you know, you try and help. It's like when you're on a council estate and stuff like that. When people talk about growing up on a council estate and people always, like, the doors would always be open, you'd go in and the mums and dads would say, do you want a butty or have you had your tea, lad, or whatever, and and I think that comes from like, you know, I think a lot of our council estates all over the place would probably be the same.
If you make genuine scouse was made with lamb. It wasn't made with beef years ago. And what it was, you'd go to the butchers and sometimes they'd have bits of meat left on the bones and they'd crack all the bones and they'd go, "I've got any scraggins." And my nan would make this big pan of scouse like that.
To feed the 5,000.
No. She'd make loads of scouse. So all the bits of meat would come off.
It'd just fall apart in the... Yeah.
So you'd be like that. And there'd be no like oxos or nothing in it. It'd just be carrots, onion, potatoes, and all the scraggins that went in.
There's, like you say, there's no oxo or what's needed to make it thick or whatever.
No, it was just me. Sometimes you'd put like, what's that thing there? Not gravy brown, and to make it thicker. Corn flour, that was it.
To make it go thick, but if you didn't have that, you'd be having it'd be watered into fucking...
And the conny, when you'd make a rice pudding, she'd put this conny, it was like treacle. It was white, like milk, condensed milk it was. But it was like... But they used to make that years ago. The women in the days 20s and 30s and 40s, they invented tea bags. Because when the men worked on the dock, they'd have a bit of muslin, throw a bit of tea in the muslin, a bit of condensed milk, tie it up, there's your tea bag. So now it's got milk and sugar and made tea. So when you think about it in them days, I mean, our nans never had hoovers, they never had, you know, mops, they were on their hands and knees scrubbing it.
Cool.
Yeah. And my nan got electric iron and it plugged in the thing there and just...
It's stuff you remember, don't you?
I know, the teacher said, does your mother know electricity's been invented? Of course she does. Tell her to iron your uniform tomorrow. She hasn't even got 9, shut up. I wasn't cheeky like today's kids, you know what I mean? But I always felt like...
You had an answer for everything.
I had an answer for everything, because I was always like... I was like the run to the litter in the class. Do you know what I mean?
And I think that's maybe where, like, you know, you're quick.
Yeah.
And obviously with the comedy side of things, when you went on to become a comedian. And I think with most Scousers, you know, we all think we're funny, don't we? Or a joke or something. But then but I think what you're saying there, you know, you're quick off you know what I mean? And then it's just, I don't know whether it's that where it come from, straight away, do you think?
I think so. I remember my mum, my nan got a bedding bale off the man that used to come round with the van, you get it on tick, and
like the Provy.
Like that, and my nan said, I'm sure there's freaking fleas in this house. So I brought my mate home, and we're like that. My nan went, what are you doing? I said, we're looking for the fleas. And then when we got, no, the one thing I thought I'd done well in school. I got a note, didn't know what the note was, ran all the way home. I thought, I must have been good in class. And he said, I've been good in class, look, I've got a note off the teacher. It was a note off the knit nurse. Like knits. I was going on.
Did you not open it at all? You just
Well, I couldn't have read it anyway, because the thing was, and my nan went up to school and she went, do you know how many people with clean hair get knits? Have you looked at your own hair? Oh my God. So, but everyone had them, do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
There was no such thing as Sulio then. You get half a bottle of vinegar put on your head.
Yeah.
And we all, she said, they'll crack the knits, them, they burst.
With the vinegar.
Oh God, I had to be streaming, stinking like fish and chips going to school.
You know. So did you stay in Liverpool when you started becoming, when you became older, to do like the acting or the comedy side of stuff?
How that happened was we went to the pub in Highton for the Grand National. Now I couldn't pick my nose, but it was on the television. So there was me and our Janet and my husband and his mate and all that, but we went sitting with the fellas who were there. And on the table was a round beer mat, and it said competition, pub comedian of the year. And our Janet went, you should go on that. I went, go on what? The beer mat. She went, no, you did. Look, pub comedian of the year. Go in for it. And I went, no. She said, you should be on the stage. I went, bloody London stage. So she filled it in and gave it in. It was Greenall Whitley. And I got this thing. And I went, what's that? And they went, oh, you're being accepted for this thing, pub comedian. And I won the first round. And I'd never done it before in my life.
What did you have to do? Was it just like...
You only had to do 5 minutes. So just talking what I thought was crap, but everyone was laughing. So just talking about life. Because I don't think I've ever told a joke in my life.
It's just real life stuff that you come up with, and
so
a bit
it
of humour
was
to
all things
it.
like that. And I wish I could remember what I forgot.
Yeah.
And then I won that. And they went, oh, how'd you feel? I said, I can't believe I've won something. I've never won nothing in my life. I was even me first husband's second wife. I've never come first in anything. I was even I wasn't. I just come out with it. I said, I was even my first husband's second wife. And they were like, oh. So it was all bits like that, you know what I mean?
Just off the tongue again, Crissy, do you know what I mean? It's just...
I think what it was, I was little. We were scruffs, do you know what I mean? But we didn't know we were scruffs. So we always had an answer. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was not a tomboy as such. I remember asking for Mungo Jerry in the summertime. Please can I get... Oh, it's Mungo Jerry. She said, I don't care if it's mango chutney, you know. So the nanas and the mothers were funny. So maybe you got it from
down.
them.
Yeah, you got it from them.
Yeah. I mean, I used to go, only Mary, Mother of God. If your grandfather was alive now, it'd kill him. So it was all things like they say, you know what I mean?
You just picked up on it and stuff like that, and then...
They always, and they were hard women, them.
Yeah.
I don't mean hard fighting, I mean they were hard.
But what did...
Hands were like, everything was...
Like you said, like scrubbing the floors, and like you say, didn't have dishwashers, didn't have mops and all that, and it was like...
you were lucky to have a towel.
Yeah, like us here and that, yeah. But from there, is that like, from that competition, did you sort of like think, there's something I can do here?
I won that and I got through to the next heat, and then I won that and got through to another heat, and then the final was in Highton, and it was I come runner up for Pub Comedian of the Year. So there was Sean Stiles, Gary Skyner and me, out of like 40,000 people who'd gone in for it. So that's one achievement, that.
Well, Gary and Sean still do bits and bobs now, you know what I mean? It's still about now, aren't they?
And then I never thought anything, and then someone said, yeah, they're raising money for a wheelchair, do you want to come along and do a little bit? Because you can't buy experience. So I'd done a little bit here, charity, a little bit there. Someone wanted a guide dog, or someone wanted money for headstones. So everyone, and that's how I learned me trade.
You trade, so just going around and doing like little 5 minutes sets and stuff
and
like
then
that.
10 minutes and things like that. And then a lady come to see me, Lynn Staunton, and she went, I don't know what to make of you. She said, have you thought about doing this professional? I went, no. So she took me to her house, and there, Lynn Staunton and her husband Tom, they said, we'll show you stage presence. So you come on the stage, grab the mic, put that there, do that, and then get off. I'm like, and then what? Good evening, back. And then, remember Iggy Navarra from the MAM, Shake Hands?
Yeah.
He helped as well. And then me mate Jill and Tony, he was an act. So everybody helped.
Was it like a
Do you know what I mean?
show?
They couldn't teach you your act.
Yeah.
But they could help you how to structure everything. And someone says, how can you remember over an hour's worth? And I say, well, if you do 10 minutes on each subject, if you do 6 subjects, you've got an hour. You do 7 subjects, you've got an hour and 10.
And so on.
So that's how you do it.
But some going at doing like standing on stage an hour and...
Oh, I was like Lazarus once, they were throwing tape measures. But then you think, where did it go right that had gone wrong? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just clicked in.
You were just you were in that mode, was you?
I'd done Goose Green Labour Club in Wigan, and I'm still mentally scarred.
Labour Club.
The stage was about nearly to the ceiling, and you couldn't jump off the stage, you could abseil off it. And they were all like, you're a comedian, like they're talking Wigan. And the comics called it Comics Graveyard. And I thought, nothing. You could hear the dominoes knocking. And I thought, God. So I come off, and I said to the fella, yeah, you haven't got a back way out, have you? I'm feeling shame walking through. He went, no, love, they loved you. If they didn't like it, they'd have got up and buggered off into the back room. Gonna book you for next week. I went, oh. So that's how it...
And then it escalated then, did it just start going from...
That's how it happened. And then one day, I thought, I was asked to turn professional, and I thought, because I had kids and, you know, and I sat them down and I went, look, if I turn professional...
It means I'm going to be doing a lot more travelling and all that. And...
There's the line. If I cross that line, I'm not coming back, and I wouldn't come back. So they had to say...
Support you all.
Yeah. And as soon as they said, no, Mum, we love you doing all this, only because they were getting all kinds of friggin' Lacoste stuff and everything. And but I had to say to my husband at the time, if I cross the line, don't say to me, next month, next week, next year, you're packing it in. Because I would have packed him in before my job. That sounds terrible, that, doesn't it? But
to sit everybody down, you know, look, this is the, you know, where some people go, look, this is fucking this is what I'm doing. Simple as, I'm doing this, regardless. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't do it to do fame. I didn't do it.
Was it for your family to try and
to give them
to give them a better life?
Yeah. You know, if they wanted a pair of shoes, I could buy them a pair of shoes. You know, and I think what made it worse as well, my husband was a functional alcoholic. So he dried out more times than the washing. So at the end of the day, I was the breadwinner.
You were the breadwinner, where you didn't have
Yeah.
2 incomes coming in, you only had the one, which was yours.
God, he was all. So anyway, but he wasn't a bad person, do you know what I mean? And by then the kids were nearly grown up, and they were, not that I've left them with a raging alcoholic, but I had to be the mother, the father, the provider, everything.
All in one.
All in one. And I felt sorry for the kids in a way, because we couldn't have normal holidays like everyone else. We could have to just fit what we could in at
around
the
your
time.
schedule and stuff like that.
And then I overcompensated by giving them money. Yeah, go and buy them shoes. No, oh, don't worry about that. And really, I think they wanted me time more than the money.
But then again, Crissy, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But then as a parent myself, you do try and give your kids the best of what we didn't have as kids.
Yeah.
So for us as parents, we want our kids to have the best.
Yeah.
Best, like whether that be, you know, they want to be cool in the gang. You don't want to see them being the odd one out and stuff like that. So you try and give them certain things, but we also try and teach them stuff like go to work and you go to work and do your paper round or do this. And you know, you learn how to get your own money if you want something, do you get what I mean? And that's what you've done.
But
you know?
I overcompensated, and I shouldn't have really. In hindsight, looking back, I shouldn't have, because when a man works and never in, because you're in, you know what I mean, and it's all right. But when a mother works all the time, I remember my daughter said to me once, where have you been all my life? I went, oh, I'm sorry. I should have lied on the couch pissed. You know what I mean? But it was like, where have I been?
Yeah.
But it's like...
When you think about it now, what you're saying, I guess that...
it was having an adolescent moment, you know. I can't do that, man.
Like I think all kids, you know, the saying, it's just the mum and dad, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, they have that little spit the dummy out moment, is it? You know what I mean? And you're not the first, and you won't be the last. You know what I mean?
But I think a lot of mothers who are the main breadwinners at home, they carry more guilt than the fathers, especially like in the end of the day. I mean, it was like being a one-parent family. Do you know what I mean? You were the mum, the dad, the one, give them, tell them off, do this, do that. Yeah. So you were the baddie, do you know what I mean?
Good guy, good cop, bad cop and all that. You know what I mean?
And you're like, oh God, where's the balance? So, I mean, they're good kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's where it had to draw the line.
And it's hard to try and, you know, what you're trying to do. And then when it comes to it, you're thinking, fucking hell, this is...
I know. But then they left home. And I was like, I was still, I shouldn't pull him really, because he is a good person. Yeah. But he's alcoholic. And it got that way that he was having fits and was in the bed.
Yeah.
He never woke up, he come to, and he never fell asleep, he passed out. And I was alone in the house with him, and at the end I felt like I was his mother.
You cared for him, you know what I mean?
I was his carer. Yeah. And I come home, I had 2 jobs then. I used to go be a carer for a day, and then but this is later on. I was with him 28 years. How I stayed with him, I don't know, 28 years, but I did. And I come in one day and I was absolutely worn out, and there was cans everywhere, there was ashtray was singing, and I was absolutely...
You're coming home to...
Oh, and I went, do you want a cup of tea? And he'd go, huh?
Just understand, you just...
Talking to me? Oh, fuck you. Ugly big no wonder I have to drink looking at you. And I'd just walk away and go in the kitchen. And then one day he just made me, and I got the phone, and I was in XYZ, and it was phoned this Al-Anon place. And I phoned up and this man went, hello, my name's Roger, I'm an alcoholic. I went, fucking so is he! Get him out this house! I'm gonna kill him! I'm gonna kill him! I can't stand it any longer.
And it just broke you.
Yeah, I got hold of the phone, got hold of the phone, and he went, oh. I went, he's getting it now. Anyway, I got it. I said, look, he went, love, I can't talk to you. He has to speak to us. And he said, when he's ready, he'll phone us, and put the phone down. I went upstairs and I cried myself to sleep. Then the phone rang. I got up, went, hello. And this man went, hello, my name's Tom. I went, yeah. He said, I'm from Al-Anon. I went, oh, no, I haven't got a drink problem, because I don't drink. And
do you not drink at all?
Sometimes I
might have it.
Yeah, but
you don't drink.
No, because they're by the grace of God. And he went, would you like to come to this meeting? We're for families who,
alcoholics and stuff,
you know,
yeah.
The mother, the father, the husband, the wives, the alcoholics.
How it affects you as a family and stuff.
So we come. So he said, it's in Dragon Lane in Whiston. So I went, and he said, it's in the church hall.
Did you go on your own?
Yeah. It was absolutely heaving it down.
Out of family. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. This is 1995, nearly 1996. Ladybird had not long been out.
Yeah.
So I'm hiding. So they were, and all I seen was this light on. So I turned left.
So while Ladybird, the people who don't know it,
yeah.
But you know what I mean, you were doing acting and all that, so that's gone massive.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with all this in the background.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be recognised because of obviously, because the...
So I'm pissing down, absolutely, I look like Carrie. And I walked in, and I turned right, because the light was on in the church hall. And I'm sitting at the back, and he heard, we've got a new member. And I'm going, oh, please don't ask me what my name is, please don't ask me.
Yeah.
And she went, and how much weight would you like to lose? I was in the fucking Weight Watchers club. I'd gone in the wrong door. So Al-Anon was left, but if you're not there on time, they shut the door.
Oh, yeah.
So I went, I can't even get that right. And I went outside, sat on the step, crying. And then all the Weight Watchers people were going, oh, what's this? And then walked past me. And then these people come out. And this man went, are you all right? I went, I've tried to go to the thing, but I'm not glad. He went, come in. So he took us in, this man. And he went, I went, oh, he do not like cock. And he went, and what about you? And I went, no, I'm all right. He went, no, you're not, because you wouldn't be here. But I can teach you how to live in your house with an alcoholic. You have to stop listening. You have to stop responding. You have to stop being the crutch. And I went twice a week for 2.5, 3 years. And then you can phone them up day or night.
Someone will be there for you at the end of the phone.
He was my sponsor, so I could phone up day or night. And then we went to the Ford Club this night, and he started kicking me under the table. And I'm going, this is my husband, what you kicked me under the table for? And he went, what's your face for? And I went, nothing, why? Oh, is it? Is it because I've had a drink? And I went, I've took my first step.
Because you're not fucking...
I've never responded to him.
Yeah.
Because I'd go, oh, when we go out, please don't say you want a drink. And if they say, have a drink, just go, oh no, I'll just have a Coke or an orange juice. And I just went...
Something's gone in and...
Jumped up, ran the toilet, I phoned Tom, I said, Tom, I've just took my first step. So it took me nearly 3 years to take my first step. And my first step is, I am powerless over this illness.
With what you're dealing with and stuff like that. I know,
because you respond. You see, they become addicted to drink and you become addicted to them. And it's like a vicious circle.
Just like,
Yeah, it's like being in a spin dryer. And all of a sudden, I didn't see him with the drink. And I knew he had one, but I didn't respond to it. Because at the minute he had the drink in his hand, that was me. Oh my God. Because I could see next week, next month, next year, spewing up, doing this, pissing the bed. Yeah. I seen what was to come. And I stopped responding. And that was the best thing I ever did. Because he was kicking me and I went, but I hadn't responded.
Because you weren't responding.
Yeah.
And you're not showing them that way. In the past you would show them that, you know, that. But were you giving them that, what's name? Yeah. You're giving that, you know, you're looking after them and you're keeping an eye out for them, where you've got to that point now where
because they have a little devil on the shoulder going, listen to her moaning, this is why you drink. You have to listen to all her shite and wah, 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 wah. So you have another drink. Yeah. And you respond to that. But the first thing they say in Al-Anon, if he's violent, get out. Never argue with the drunk. Because they don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they could seriously or kill you.
Yeah.
So you just remove yourself into the situation. And if I had a penny for every time I went, I'm leaving, I'm going, and I'd go round the block, and I'd come back and I'd go, and another thing, I faked a heart attack on the floor, and he stepped over me and got a bottle of fucking wine out the fridge. I was going, I'm going to get out of this. So, that was it. And that's what
you were dealing with, and
I was dealing
did any of your friends within the...
Never had anyone in the house.
No, I mean, but, you know,
with
like, you know, like the acting side of things and the comedy side, did anybody know what you were going on, or did you just keep it all inside?
Well, he never went out.
No, did you ever disclose it to anybody?
No, not really.
Because it's one of them, isn't it? Because
But I had to leave because when I was working, my brain was still in the house.
When you need to be concentrating on what you're doing, when you're on set or you're on stage, or...
And if I phoned up and after 3 rings, I was going, he's dead. And God forgive me, I'd say, please God, let him just fall over and break his neck, and I'll look after him in a wheelchair and make sure he's washed, and but he won't be able to pick a drink up. And then I go, oh please God forgive me for being so evil and wicked. And you'd have all these mad things in your head.
And was that the bedlam where it started?
That was the bedlam of it all. You think, you just go, it's like, I can't even describe it. And I'd think to myself, if I had something seriously wrong with me, he's got to stop drinking and look after me. And they don't. They only stop drinking when they want to stop drinking. You can't make them. And I met Jimmy Greaves, and Jimmy Greaves gave me his book, This One's on Me. And that book was amazing because it helped me to understand what he's going through.
As an alcoholic,
Yeah. I had a choice, he didn't. I could walk out the door, he couldn't. He drank to feel normal, and that's what people don't understand. And I educated myself about his problem, and instead of making his problem our problem, I would detach from it. But I'd still be there to look after them. But in the end, it wore me out.
But that's what I was going to say. A lot of people would have been long gone, Crissy.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the person going back to from, like we said at the beginning.
But he wasn't a bad person.
Yeah, you know.
And I owed him a lot in the end as well, because he taught me to read. And on this rare occasions, he was sober. He'd be like, he had the shakes. And I'd be going, what page are we on? To read. I was like the Churchill Noggin Dog. But some of it, he wasn't a horrible drunk.
Yeah.
He was pathetic, really. And it was sad. And I used to look at him when he was like, oh God, and I wish I could put my hand down his throat and pull the man I loved back out.
The man you first...
Because this alcoholic was stolen from me, and he was a good man. He really was a good man.
What did he say? It just took over?
It just took over. And I wrote a poem. I tried to save a life today, a life that wasn't mine. I thought that I was helping you, not wanting you to die. I screamed and shouted at you, thinking I was right, but all the screaming did was cause us both to fight. So I'll let go now with kindness and hold my scornful tongue. Because I wanted viciously out my mouth to hate him. But he wasn't even listening, he didn't give a shit what I said.
Yeah.
And that's what was the sad part of it. And I got vulva cancer, and he went, I can't be dealing with this shit. And it took me 2 years to get better. And then I got up one morning and he was there with his cans, and he threw this bill. It was lecky and gas together. Here's your bill. And I said, I want you to go. I said, I've just been given a new lease of life and you're not in it. And he went, but I had money around the house, and it was just about £2,000, and I gave it him. He wasn't even looking at me, he took the money. Went. When the money was gone, he wanted to come back. And when he left, I cried and I thought, oh my God, what
was
have
it
I
that
done?
release, Crissy, of what you've been dealing with? And,
I was afraid for him. I was afraid
was that why you cried?
I cried because I thought I'd just sent him to his death. And he's still alive. He's fitter than me. He still drinks. But there's no such thing as control. You can't control it. Once too many in 1,000's not enough. But when he was ill, taking fits and wetting himself and malnutrition and things like that, you feel sorry for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you shouldn't, because he wasn't a violent man. If he'd have put his hand to me, I swear to God, it'd have been right out the door. But it was pathetic, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was only like, 5'4", and it was like
but sticking by him in all that time,
yeah.
Crissy, but then obviously she said enough's enough. And
when I got sick, I had to think, I could be dying here.
And yeah, well, I need someone who's going to be
He
there
never
for
even
me.
come to the Aussie to see us. He didn't even know I'd been in and out.
Like you say, the drink just took over and just...
I know.
And it's just with a lot of people, unfortunately. A lot of people say alcohol is probably the worst.
Yeah.
Well, out of all of drugs and stuff like that.
Because it's on the television. It's on Coronation Street, they're in the pub, and EastEnders, they're in the pub. We go to the shops, you're standing there, adverts in the summertime. Oh, look at this. It's around you permanently. And the only way you can describe it for them, right, is it's a nerve in your brain. And some people, it's inherited. You've got a nerve in your brain, and imagine you've gone to Asda or Tesco or the Lidl, and you smell, you've only gone in for a loaf and a pint of milk, but you've smelled that bread, and you go, God, that's lovely, that. So you go and get these crusty cobs, then you've got to go and get butter, then you've got to go and get ham or beef or whatever you're putting on it, and that's what it is. The smell triggers. They don't drink for the taste, they drink for the effect. So if you smell that alcohol, it draws you to them, and that's what happens. And you have to really understand what it's like for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also what was upsetting, the drink causes mental health problems as well.
Yeah.
Because you've got a cerebral nerve in your brain, and that's what's so, because you fit like that, you don't fit like that. That's the cerebral nerve in your brain. And then they go, the mind's not, I'm watching a telly, have I seen that? Yeah, you watched that before. Oh.
The cells, the cells up.
And then they have to take thiamine to give them the brain cells back. And then when they're ill and they're drying out, they have to have vitamin B compound, thiamine, and they have to have Librium, because even if you go, are you all right? They can go into shock and in a fit.
Yeah.
And that's the horrible, sad part of it.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
I know, but you've got to understand it. But I had to draw the line then, and I had to say, look, please, we've dried out more times than the washing, as I said.
And I'm not very well now. And
I'm not well. And now I can't deal with you and your shit. I've got to try
to get myself better and stuff like that.
I gave them 28 years of my life. And honestly, I just had to walk.
Yeah.
I had to go. I just couldn't do it no more. I needed
that.
Because I'd lost myself in him. And what Al-Anon taught me was, I'm there and he was there. He's never going to hit rock bottom because you're there. So you have to pull yourself off and let him hit the ground. And he's going to go two ways, that way or carry on there.
You've got a decision to make. You'd either turn your life around or...
Yeah. He still drinks now. I don't think he drinks as bad as he used to, but it's still there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm afraid of the drink, because you've seen
what it does to...
Where's that one drink you can't come back from?
Yeah.
And it only takes that one drink that you can't come back from. And it's scary. It is scary. So, but, you know, apart from that, he was a good person.
Yeah.
And I just wanted this man
you knew from
that I knew,
who
was kind, he was a gentleman, and he just completely turned into one selfish, self-centred, blamed everyone.
It was everybody else's fault besides
his. And he couldn't take responsibility for it, so I thought, well,
there you go.
I'll give you it. Bye.
Another thing I want to touch on, Crissy, you know, just what same subject, it was when you went on Loose Women.
Oh yeah.
And you opened up about abuse and, you know, mental health, how it affected you know.
I think what happened was, me and my brother were both sexually abused when we were kids. My grandfather abused us, and I'm going to do a show now in November where I come from. Christine Murray was me.
Yeah.
To Crissy Rock.
Is this the show Bedlam to or is that no?
Well, he's put Bedlam to Benidorm, but I don't know
what you'd call it.
What I want to call it.
You've got a couple of shows, about 6 shows, haven't you? Yeah. In November, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
in the back in the UK.
To put my toe in the water, and because this woman I bought a table once, paid £1 a week for it, and my husband wouldn't let me have it, so I put a hammer right through it. And twice now people have come up and said, because you smashed, that was the only thing I had in my life, was that table, and I can't have it, and he's not going to have it. And 2 people have come up to me over the years, and I thought, all those years ago, I would never have guessed that I could help 2 people years down the line through smashing this table. So anyway, it's talking about, it starts off where a man's voice goes, if you want to die, can you cut yourself up, not a cross? And I say, I don't want to die, but I don't know what it's like to live. I don't know what it's like to breathe without hurting. And to then start talking about what my granddad used to do, and he called it the choking game. He used to pick my brother up by the throat and hold him like that. I'd be screaming, and he'd push me away, and then he'd let him go, but he knew exactly how long to hold him.
Before because
we were kids,
could have killed
like,
him.
You know, my brother's 18 years younger than me, so he was like 5, I was like 7, something like that, 5, 6, 7, and picking him up and seeing his face literally
turning blue,
purple, with eyes bulging out of his head, and I was like, ah. Anyway, he'd let him go, and he'd be snotting on me, my brother go, ah. And I'd be trying not to let his snot come on me, and I said, Brenda, and he went, well, you pick. And I didn't want him to choke either of us. And it was like, looking at my brother's face, I knew the answer. And I went, Mummy, and I went like that, braced myself, waiting for him to pick me up by the throat. And he didn't pick me up, and he didn't choke me with his hands, put it that way. And then he used to drag us. He was an opportunist, and that's why I couldn't cope in school. If there was no one in the house, I'd just be dragged, thrown in a freezing cold bath, scrubbed with a scrubbing brush till my skin was on fire, told how disgusting, dirty, filthy, and I can't get in a bath to this day. I can go in a shower.
With that trauma that you suffered at that early age.
I can get in a shower, like if my head's there, but I can't physically get into a bath. And people go, you scruffy, you must stink. I can't do it. It freaks me out to know, and I can't, because I'm trapped.
Yeah, because what happened to you as a child, you're still having that trauma, which I think a lot of people go through. And with you speaking out and stuff like that, where, you know, people have these life experiences where, you know, historic stuff going on, like, you know, physical, mental, sexual abuse and stuff happens. And a lot of people like live with this inside, and like you're just saying, you're doing the show us about how you dealt with like trying to overcome these fears and the stuff that you suffered. You know what I mean?
See, I self-harmed because now I was in control.
Right.
I can control where that pain is, where it isn't. In my head, I was cutting him away as well.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And then, when he died, how old was I? About 14, 15 when he died. I went berserk. Literally went, how dare you die with no answer to what you've done?
For what you were doing? What was the reason?
What did I do to make you do? Why did you do what you do? And what did I do? Did I encourage it? Did I sit on your knee because you were my granddad? Did I hug you too much? What made him do it and then just got this, you know, tell you it's your fault? This is you. You've caused this. It's your fault.
I think these type of people, Crissy, and I know you say your granddad and stuff like that, and people who do these horrific things, you know, like we just said, mentally, physically and sexually, you know, they're certainly not, like you said, an opportunist, you know, the house of being, you know, empty, and that's what these type of people do. And I just think, you know, you're probably, you know, on yourself over the years, it's why you wanted the answers, but then and obviously
and you become angry with yourself.
Yeah, of course you do, and then you're saying you self-harming, and that was your way of coping. And
ice cubes helped, because ice cubes give you ice burns, and instead of cutting myself after a while, I used ice, because ice has got the effect to make it's like people go, it's any mark or sticking a pin in or sticking a fag in. It's that shock of that pain. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to like slice yourself up with a Stanley knife and go the stitches. You know, it's any form of pain that just goes from there.
The pain that you're feeling to then the pain that you're obviously yourself harming. You're just trying to, you're taking that pain away that's hurting you there. That pain, whatever you're doing, is that what you're saying, is it?
Yeah, and then one day, I was sitting there, and I don't know what made me, I was not in a good place. And I got this knife, and I went, drop it. And I'm glad I stopped. I just went like that. To go like that, and it was a fucking big knife, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a little pen, and I just stopped. And then all of a sudden, I just let this knife go, and I went, that's it. That's it. You are not living in here anymore. I had this fucking big, full-blown argument with a ghost. And I was telling them, that you can't hate me anymore, and the only one hating me is me. You're gone. The only one carrying this shit round is me. And I don't know why. And then I just went, do you know what? The tears were tripping me and I went, I'm going to forgive you. Because by forgiving him, I forgive me.
Yeah.
And that was the turning point for me.
Was it? Yeah.
No more self-harming, no more feeling shit. I blamed myself. I got changed my whole life. Baby steps. Didn't happen overnight.
Course,
I didn't wake up and become like someone from fucking Oxford Don. You know what I mean? It took long. I changed my life. I was the only one inflicting all this on myself, and it was memories.
What you were trauma, what you've been dealing with, isn't it? You know, it's.
I go to the doctors. Oh my God, 10 minutes, diazepam, Atafan, frying pan, fucking any pan, just to get out the door. And I thought to myself, my wall, them tablets was like wallpaper. And this is what I say in the show.
Yeah.
That's wallpaper. The tablets are wallpaper. But behind that wallpaper, all that wall is cracked and fallen to bits. I just ripped the lot off.
You just pulled it all.
Pulled it all off and said, right.
I'm starting again. Here we go.
I have to. Baby steps. I mean, I still can't get in the bath. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like to sleep with no noise, because then it starts playing with your brain. I like noise in the background, like a telly on low, or you know,
music in the background.
Something. I can't,
the radio on,
because once I'm in the dark, well, I don't even sleep in the dark. I sleep with the door open,
the light on,
and the light on outside there. It drives people mad. That's why I like living on my own. And but I can't close it. I don't want to be trapped. I don't want to be trapped in the bath. I have my own little thing. I won't sleep against the wall because I'm trapped. Do you know what I mean?
All these things that play.
They're still there. They'll never go away.
Of course they won't know.
But I can handle them now, because now and again, all of a sudden, a noise, a smell, a sound, it's like being sucked in. And now I just go, no.
I'm not going back to that place.
I'm not going back.
Yeah.
I can't change that. There's nothing I can do in the whole world. If I won the rollover on the lottery, 60 million, I can't change what's happened. But I can change that way.
What's going on in the future, yeah.
And if someone doesn't like me, fuck them. I don't.
No, that's it. I
don't care. I'm not there for them to like me.
No, it's.
Do you know what I mean? I don't mean to swear, but I don't care if someone doesn't like me. Good.
No, that's it. But there again, you know, you're helping others. Crissy, like we've had people on the podcast who've spoke about their life experiences, you know, drink, drugs, gambling, mentally abused, physically abused, sexually abused, and they thought they couldn't get out. They thought, you know, when it's happening to, you know, that's why the podcast called The Good, The Bad and The Ugly, because everyone has an experience in life, good, bad and ugly. And not everyone's perfect by all means, and you know, everyone suffers with some kind of trauma, whether it be, you know, you could fall off your bike and you don't want to go on the bike no more, or some kind of someone's give them a crack or whatever, and they don't like being in complete state. So when people share their experiences and people come across the podcast, they're not the only people that have been there. They see your story or they see other guest stories, and they take. Hopefully that's why we do it, because we want people to take that they're not on their own. You know what I mean? And
that's what you're not on your own. There's hundreds and thousands, and that's why I've always got time for people, because people go, you've got time for everyone, because I think to myself, they mightn't have spoke to someone for a month or 2 months. You don't know what's going on in there
behind closed doors, closed
curtains. You don't know nothing. And for someone to take a bit of time and talk to you and ask you how you are and give you the hug, and
giving someone time that day could change that person's day for the fucking, do you know what I mean? Because it's like you say, you might not have been out the house for a month, You know, when they're not selling, or they might not have been to work, or they might have had a situation like you say. They're going through the similar situation with their husband, where he's an alcoholic, or it could be drugs, or it could be certain other things that go on in life. You know.
This is I've done the real Monty, the real full Monty. I stripped up, with the stripped off for cancer. And I ended up with vulva cancer. Yes, please. I ended up with vulva cancer. So I've got no genitalia whatsoever. All took away. And when I came off, this lady came to us at the end of the night. And, people in the audience and went to a bar. And she told me she had vulva cancer. And asked me. But each one has, so I was there for it. She said, I'd never heard of it before. I said, neither did I. And I was telling her that when you get it, everything took away. I shouldn't laugh, God forgive me. I can laugh now, it wasn't funny at the time. And everything got took away. And I got sent to see a psychosexual therapist. And only because I'm fucking warped in the head, I'm sitting there. And this woman, like Mystery and Brody with the glasses, and she come up and she went, oh, hello. Do you think this is all in your mind? I went, no, it's all in my clitoris, I haven't got one. And she went, oh, I'll get your file, so sorry. I said, you get the file and I'll get the door and I'll go. She went, no, please, now. You are expressing anger. This is anger. Because now you don't feel like a woman anymore. I said, stop there. I said, I feel more like a woman now than I've ever felt in my life. And I said, if you think I need a clitoris to love someone, you're wrong. I said, because when I had it, it never fucking worked anyway. Oh. So what you've never had, you've never missed.
Yeah. Oh,
and I never went back. I said, you love someone with your heart, you don't love someone with there.
Oh, fucking
You know what I mean? I never went back. I hope she's getting therapy, because she probably never had anyone before.
But I want to speak about I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, and a celebrity come down with me.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with Fatima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Years. It's great that, like, because obviously people see you when you're acting, and you're playing a part of a character, or when you're on stage and you've got your, like you say, you've got your script or whatever it is, and not what you do. But when you, like we've just been talking before we came on. Like I'm a celebrity, some of the, you're asking about a certain person who's gone on Tony Bellew and stuff, and people seeing the real person as him and whatever, because, and I think when people go on them shows, people do have a what's the name of this particular person, because, or whoever goes on, but yourself, you were just,
you become a clique.
Yeah, you get this.
And me and Fatima, we were like,
well, Fatima Whitman, she was like javelin, she was Olympian, wasn't she?
The others were out for themselves, but it was lovely to sit back and see them all stripped of the PA, the this, the that, and they all wanted to win. In my eyes, I'd won just getting in there. I didn't need nothing. And then they'd go, you're on water duty. So I go down, get the water, too much, too little, too this, too that, and I went,
fuck off.
Fucking get it yourself. And then they wore too much, too little, and I just dropped it and I went, right, I'm on my holidays, and I thought, fucking do it yourself, I won't do it.
That's one of them, isn't it? But it's good that you became friends. A friendship come from that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And they all go, we must stay in touch. You don't hear from them. Yeah. You don't hear from none of them. The only person I hear from after all these years, Fatima.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
And we're still great friends. And when the jungle's on, we phone each other up. Oh, what do you think? Do you remember when we were in the dunny and we had to... the dunny is a tube.
Like where you have to go to the toilet, isn't it?
Down the thing, and then you have to take the bucket out and put the lid on and carry it up. And then they take it and give it lots of chemicals in it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But that... I love Fatima still. She's going up the Kybers now. She's doing for children, you know, children who's been care.
Yeah.
She's going up the Himalayas to the first point.
She's doing like a
I know,
fundraising or something or whatever, is it?
Fit as a honest to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good that a friendship that you wouldn't think would,
Yeah.
you know, material. You know,
I
from
know.
that,
We were the ones always getting picked on, me and her, because she was dead.
you were like the naughty what's names, but
We didn't even know.
I know, yeah, I know.
Yeah, but they just like took an instant dislike to Fatima.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because she kept us very focused.
Yeah.
And but we set up a good regime, and she used to, Mark Wright used to come on and go, and then there's Fatima jump and go woof woof woof, and he'd be going.
She put him to shame.
I don't know, she'd be like that, but she's an Olympic champion.
Yeah, she was.
What I mean? But she's a lovely, lovely person.
That's lovely to hear.
And I think what it is, she's had a bad life as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we sort of gelled.
Just clicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We gelled.
That's brilliant.
And but you know, to this day we still keep in touch with each other all the time. I love her.
Have you got anything coming up, like TV work or whatever, anything in the pipeline?
I've had a few offers. They say offers. You know, there's this film getting taken and they're doing that.
Casting and all that. And,
I've had more breaks in a fracture clinic lately. And but I'm doing a play in St Helens Theatre Royal.
Yeah.
For Kerry Williams, Kerry, one of the dyslexic, and she.
Just the one in November.
No, I'm going back to do that. This is this month.
Right.
2 days on. It's called Boot Camp, and it's in St Helens Theatre Royal, and that's on 18th and 19th of July.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's hoping to do another one next year. But she's a nice person. And then I'm doing pantomime in concert and playing Patsy Punk. And then I don't know what else I'm doing then. But, you know, I get little things. There's a whatchamacallit, I think they're interested, but saying it and doing it.
Yeah, it's different.
You know what I mean? But I don't sit there praying by the phone.
Yeah,
you
just get on with it. But like you say, Benidorm, you know, obviously the sick, you know,
I know.
Yeah, you know how.
To go, just go to do another series. No.
How did that come about? Benidorm, did it just?
I was working here, and Darren Litton and this other lady and a fella come up to me as I come out to Morgan's Tavern, which has ended up as being Neptune's. And said, can we have a word with you? And I went, yeah. They said, we've wrote this, I've wrote this thing, and would you play the manageress of the hotel? I was the only one that did an audition.
yeah.
So, and that was it.
And you didn't look back. It was.
Didn't look back.
But everyone loved Benidorm, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? It's just typical families on holiday and characters around the pool. And
everybody's seen someone in the family or the friends. That's Billy from down the road, that isn't it?
yeah. Everybody was like a character someone can relate to in the family.
That's what made it so popular, I think.
And I think that's why a lot of people, you know, when you come to Benidorm now, I think they all shine, you know, to go and see the Solana in it or whatever.
And there's always like, you know, it wasn't like Dynasty or, you know, the Hilton. It was just some. Have you seen the food? Yeah. It doesn't lift work. The Wi-Fi. Have you got Wi-Fi? You're lucky if the lifts work.
But from there, you know, would you go back and go with another series or?
If they asked me, I would love to.
Yeah.
I'd really love to. But
it's the direction, whatever direction,
yeah,
you know.
It's all in the lap of the gods. Whatever's going to be is going to be.
So what are you doing with what's the name now, Crissy? Your life now?
I'm happy. I get up in the morning and I say, right, what am I going to wear, what am I going to eat? And then everything else is a bonus. I don't like being around negative people, because being around them after a while gives me bad vibes.
No, that's good. You know, it's a good what's the to have, innit? You know what I mean? It's taking yourself away from. You've got your own stuff to deal with, and I know it might sound a bit selfish and stuff, but it's how you, it's that thing, I think a lot of people now, it's who you surround yourself with, isn't it, you know what I mean?
The thing for me was I wrote everything down and then I set fire to it and I thought, right, you're not living in Murrell 3 no more. If your feet are aching, you take your shoes off. If your hands are aching, you put your bags down. If your legs, sit down. The hardest thing is this. That's the hardest thing in the world, to relax. I mean, I went to meditation class and got through out. I just couldn't concentrate, do you know what I mean? And you have to say to yourself, this isn't happening, don't be silly, that. And, you know, it's like, people think you're a millionaire and you think, have you seen my bank statement? Fucking hell. But it doesn't bother me. I don't.
You're happy within yourself?
I'm happy within myself. Do you know what I mean? Money can't make you happy. And sometimes having a few bob is a curse, because it's like, what do you mean you're not lending it me?
Yeah,
You know I'm on my ass and you've got it. Yeah, but you're doing this, that and the other. Have I got to save my money up just to
support you?
To support.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So over the years, I've just gone, do you know what?
But that's a good thing, I think you find that, though, do you know what I mean? So
I know.
But, Crissy, I just want to say, look, you know what? Certainly it's been the good, the bad and the ugly this episode, you know, and I think that people will watch this episode and will definitely take something from it, you know, what you've explained about, you know, dealing with like alcoholism and stuff like that, and you know, where some people go, oh yeah, it's this, and you've gone in depth and spoke about it, you know, you
see, I couldn't talk about drugs because I'm not people drugs and things like that. I don't understand that. I've seen them all spiced out, and I don't want to know, and I wouldn't take things like that. But I was just experience from him. Yeah. Do you know how it's so hard, because he used to go out and people would go, do you want a drink? I'll have another. Fuck off, orange juice. Be a man, have a drink. I'm not buying you an orange juice. So
peer pressure and all that, it's like
it's
you feeling
pressure.
It, you know, you've got to have that what's in me, like, no, I'm okay, you know what I mean, or whatever it's. But Crissy, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing the good, the bad and the ugly.
Thank you for asking me.
Thank you so much. Thanks very much.
Thanks for the water.